Hi y'all, it's Shulamit. I'm going to put on my EFT practitioner hat now, and I'm going to make a very small video for you to talk about the setup. Okay, so if you haven't watched my EFT basics video, I suggest that you do that, and then of course you can go into the other videos that I've created for you. I've talked about the setup, which is really important, but sometimes, so in the setup, what ends up happening is that we're saying, even though I have this issue, I deeply and completely accept myself. And that the reason for saying I deeply and completely accept myself, even though you may not, is because it activates the heart center. So we are energetic beings, and we have an energy field, and the energy field is what is actually governing us. So if the energy field is streaming easily, then we're healthy. If the energy is stuck and we're carrying a lot of misery from past unresolved issues and traumas and guilts and losses and angers and resentments and all these things, then the field actually starts getting stuck. That's the best way to put it, right? Because it's not moving. It's not allowing you to feel as bright and as light and as empowered as you really are. So we say I deeply and completely accept myself, because what happens then is that the heart center, which is one of the energetic centers, if you know the word chakra, it's actually just an oscillator. So we are an energy field that is a result of the cumulative oscillation of certain fields, and then together it makes up the whole energy field. The heart center governs the other centers. So when you say I deeply and completely accept myself before you do the tapping, what ends up happening is that you activate the heart center, which then opens up the field and allows things to land. When you're doing the tapping rounds, you're more likely to be effective. The thing is that sometimes you can't say I deeply and completely accept myself, because you're so angry at yourself, you're in such pain about something that you've done, you're feeling so guilty and so unworthy that you just can't say I deeply and completely accept myself. And you can't even come near the words. You can't come near the words. That's how untrue it feels to you. And it's understandable, right? Because you're pushing yourself away. Because you're criticizing yourself and you're judging yourself and you're abandoning yourself. So it totally makes sense. However, we don't want you shorting out and not being able to move something that you're tapping on. And so we do a little bit of a reframe. And what we do is we make something more believable. So instead of saying, even though this is happening, I deeply and completely accept myself, because clearly you don't at that moment, you cannot even go near those words, right? You're hating yourself at that moment, you're repulsed by yourself at that moment, whatever it is that you're feeling, you're rejecting yourself. You're shutting your heart down. You can try some other possibilities. And that is to say, even though I have this blank, whatever that issue is, I can't deeply and completely accept myself right now, but I would like to, right? Because isn't that true? Isn't that the reason why you're tapping? Is because you would like to accept yourself. You want to feel self-love. You want to feel self-embrace. You want to feel self-acceptance, right? So you're not lying about that. So what you say then is, even though I have this blank, right now, I don't deeply and completely accept myself. So you honor that, you respect that, because that's where you are, right? You have to be in integrity about that. However, then you flip it. But I would like to, right? Okay? Another thing you can say also is, even though I have this blank. I'm not accepting myself right now, but maybe I will in a few moments, or maybe I will in a half hour. You just give yourself another possibility to hear some self-acceptance inside you, some hint of self-acceptance inside you. Okay? So I just want you to know that even if you're in such tremendous anger at yourself, such tremendous rejection, such phenomenal judgment, and you can't go there, you actually can slip around in the back to offering yourself support, offering yourself some acceptance, okay? So I just wanted to give you that so that then, regardless of what you're feeling, you don't feel like you're out of integrity. And you can say that each time. Right now I'm not accepting myself, but I would like to. Or right now I'm not accepting myself, but maybe when I finish these rounds, I will. Okay? Right now I'm not accepting myself, and then fill in what it is that you wish you could have, right? Right now I'm not accepting myself, but I wish I felt that I could accept myself, right? So there's a few things that you can do, and that just gives you a little bit of some ideas to brainstorm off of, and then you take it from there, okay? And then what I have found, and certainly in my own personal work, I've definitely been there. I've definitely been at places where I can't even go near that sentence, right? So what do I do with that? Okay? And that's how I worked around it. Right now, absolutely, I am just really angry at myself, or I'm hating myself, or whatever it is that you're feeling. So there's nowhere I'm even coming near saying I deeply and completely accept myself. However, I really wish I could. I really wish that I would be able to accept myself. Okay? So I'm filling that in. Then I found that as I was tapping, it started loosening up, right? And then at a certain point, if you keep working at it, what's going to happen is that it's going to get lighter and lighter and lighter. And you may have a little bit of a cognitive shift because you're actually moving your energy field. And what I really believe is that we are not only metaphorically, but actually organic, self-evolving, self-organizing computers. And then when we have these issues that happen, these traumas, these losses, all these emotional issues that we go through, if we can't handle them at the moment, especially in childhood, very hard to handle what's going on, we go into freeze quite often, then the information of it, which is basically made of data, right? Fields and fields of data, go into storage. And they stay there. And anytime something comes by that is somewhat similar or resonant to it, it vibrates it, right? And then there's a feeling, right? But what we want to do, because this actually has you ransom and controlling you, and often controlling your body and how you see and how you feel and how you perceive, right? So it can make you feel like you're not the adult that you know you currently chronologically are, right? Because you're back here experiencing something being triggered. What really is wanting to happen is that you, as the organic computer, with the intelligence of your field and the intelligence that absolutely backs everything that is expressing in form in the universe, is able to take in that information and then process it. And we call it processing, right, for a reason, right? We use that word for a reason because we know a truth that's underneath our language, even though we're not thinking about it, right? We're actually taking in information and we're processing it, okay? So this experience that you have here in storage is wanting to be processed. And the reason why it wants to be processed and needs to be processed is because without doing that, you actually don't become current in your life. And if you're not current in your life, then what ends up happening is that you can't access everything. You can't be rational. There's the logical mind, the emotional mind, the intuitive mind. All of that is yours in rationality. You don't have choice. You're grabbed by something, like Pavlovian response, like a Pavlov's dog, right? Something happens that you're grabbed by it and you respond, right? So what needs to happen in order for you to be present is that you need to bring that from storage into the motherboard, allow the motherboard to work on it, right? And so when we're tapping, what we're doing is we're actually bringing the information into the energy field, and it's becoming processed. And as it's becoming processed, then you're accessing your wisdom about it. You're accessing cognitive shifts, right? So that as you're tapping, even though you're starting from this place of potentially self-hatred, right? Because we go there. That's a place we go. It's sad, but we do go there, right? With stories about ourselves and judgments about ourselves and downloads that we've gotten and so on and so forth, right? So you're starting from that place, but as you're tapping, because I wish I could feel differently, right? I would love to love myself. I would love to embrace myself. I really want to feel that I accept myself. I really want to not judge myself, right? I really want to accept myself. You know, all those things are true, yeah? Otherwise you wouldn't be tapping, right? There's a yearning inside you towards wholeness. And that's what illness is. That's what any kind of mental, emotional, or physical pain is, actually a reminder that our home is calling us, right? Our wholeness is calling us, right? Come back, come back, come back, right? So then we're tapping, right? We're moving the energy, and the computer's moving, right? The motherboard's there. And so that information then starts getting processed. And in that process, there's typically some kind of cognitive shift, because as the charge starts to clear, you can see more, right? You have a wider scope of the situation, right? Or the event, or the person, right? And then from that place, you have a cognitive shift. And that cognitive shift then builds on another cognitive shift, and another cognitive shift, and then so on and so forth until you've cleared the situation. If, however, I just want you to know that I am an EFT practitioner, and if you ever feel like you are super stuck on something, you can call me. I'm more than happy to help you. Or you can leave a comment and I can give some answers if you have a question. You can also check me out on Facebook, Shulamit Lazarus Facebook. You're going to see a lot of controversial stuff there, because I am all about getting truth out, okay? And I got my V for Vendetta mask. I ordered it because that means something to me. I'm about freedom for you, for everyone, and I won't stop until all of us can be free. So I'm going to be uncovering things. So I just want you to know. And then you can iMessage me also, all right? Or you can look at my website, shulamitlazarus.com, and you can also call my office, which is 24/7 at 973-259-1988. Okay, so anyway, so over time, what will happen is there's a cognitive shift that's accessing wisdom, and you'll find that you're less galvanized by the situation. And of course, you're going to check to see how you feel. You're going to check your number from 0 to 10 and get an idea, but mostly you're going to know how you feel by just looking inside you, okay? Feeling inside you. All right, so I hope that that was helpful. It wasn't a very long video, but very, very important peace, because many of you will come up against that, and that's a very understandable situation, and people get stuck there. All right? So as always, I see you as a light. I see you as magnificent. I see you as phenomenally powerful. And I am sending you tremendous love, tremendous wishes for an absolutely magnificent day. And I will speak to you soon. Bye-bye.